Hey everybody, it's Christine, and I am continuing a scrapbook sketches series, new month, new sketch, and I will be working with it primarily for my layouts this month, maybe not all of them. However, I did actually do one with this sketch already. I did one for Simple Stories last week, and actually it was before the sketch was even made. I just liked the layout of that layout and so I decided to make a sketch from it, and so this month I'm doing my own sketch. So this is the second one actually in the series. The video right before this one for Simple Stories, which is a vintage lemon twist layout, uses it. So the first thing to note about this sketch is it calls for 3 strips of patterned paper in the background. You can go any direction with this. You can use the same paper like I'm doing here, or you can mix and match. And that can, right off the bat, create a really interesting background for you. So I used, for my base, pieces from this month's Scrap Room kit, from the Flavors of the Month kit. This is the Paige Evans stuff. And I do not stick solely to the kit for my layout. I do use a lot of my stash, but I do at least use some patterned papers and stuff for it. So this is going to be a teenage boy layout, and it is about my son who loves geese, which is kind of entertaining. He just is entertained by how mean they are and thinks they're hilarious. And so I decided to go ahead and document that fun aspect of his personality. And so I've got a picture of just him, and then I've got a picture of him having a stare down with a goose. We think it might have been a duck. We don't know. It was white and it looked like a goose. So anyways, so I am going to go ahead and follow the sketch, positioning my one picture on the top left-hand side, and then the sketch actually calls for 2 pictures down on the right-hand side, but I don't have 2 pictures that I want to use, so I'm going to use a horizontal 4x6 and take up the same amount of space, but only using 1 picture. Now you can see I am lining up what looks like kind of like paint chips, right? These are actually from the striped patterned paper in this collection, and the way I cut it just so happens that they end up looking like paint chips. And so I'm going to use the green and blue ones to be an accent on my layout. This is 100% not in a sketch. This is just me taking the sketch to another level. So I'm going to lay all those out, staggering them. I'm staggering them vertically, but I'm really doing a horizontal layout across the layout. I am really using the word layout a lot tonight, aren't I? Sorry about that. But you can see how I'm lining them up. To the right of the big photo up top and to the left of the bottom photo, and working my way across. And you can see I'm not measuring, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. The main thing I'm trying to do is have a blue one on top, and then a green one on top, and then a blue one on top, and so on and so forth. So I thought long and hard about my title on this. I thought about doing like Duck, Duck, Goose, or all kinds of different things. In the end, I just decided to do Hello Goose, and do the goose in really bold writing. So I used my silhouette to cut out goose, and then the hello is actually an older foam sticker from Jelly Bean Soup. And I opted for white for my title because I felt like it was going to pop the most. And really, the fact that I've got the paint chip look going on at this point is part of what's made me struggle with the title, because I couldn't put anything too long or too complicated or too small on there because it was going to just get lost. And so I had to really think through that more than I usually have to. But in the end, I was really happy with it, and I love the combination of a script sticker and a print font. Now, just as a reminder, a lot of this comes from the Flavors of the Month kit from the Scrap Room this month. It also includes some of the patterned papers from the patterned paper add-on. So just so that you note that in all Paige Evans, I had to use the blue base that I did that has like the linen look on it, but also has an ombre look going on. Now we're going to do some major stash busting with enamel dots. So looking at this, you can tell already it's going to be kind of hard to embellish because there's already a lot going on. And so I decided that I would embellish the paint chip look, and I pulled out all my enamel dots, everything I could find, and matched them as closely as I could to the different colors of green and blue and gray and even ivory that I have going on in that paint chip look. So I had to open some up. Like I had to open some brand new packages for some colors, but I was also able, I would say for like 75% of it, to work with ones that were just in my stash. And there was something very fun and freeing about this, getting to use up a whole bunch of enamel dots. Because, you know, some of those, like I'm looking at it, I'm going, this is at least 5 years old, maybe older. Just based on remembering whatever company it came from or whatever. Like I had some that were from companies that haven't been around for at least 5 years. So it was really great to be able to do that. And I didn't go like crazy about a perfect match, but just a close match, still in the same color family and maybe slightly darker than what was there. So like I didn't want to put a turquoise one on or things like that. I tried to kind of keep it within the same shading of color. And I just filled in every single spot that wasn't blocked off by the title. Literally just went through and filled them all in. And it ended up being a really cool look, adding some funky and kind of graphic texture to the whole layout. And just a little storage tip for you. I keep my extra enamel dots in just a little 4x6 photo album that I got at like $1 spot. And I just stick different ones into each pocket. Sometimes I double up if they're a smaller sheet or whatever. But that's just an easy way to be able to keep track of them and flip through and find them when you need a whole bunch of random shades of a color like I did today. So even with all that fun going on with the enamel dots, I still wanted a little bit something more. So I decided to take this green monochromatic paper from the kit and use a star punch and cut a couple of big stars to kind of anchor my title and pictures there. And I'm going to add those in. And then I will do a little bit more with the stars, bringing in some more stuff from my stash. But this was a good way to bring in a big, bold pop, especially because it's a solid color, without it getting lost, totally lost. And that star punch was just the perfect size to do just that. I'm also going to add a tag in the same color that I cut out because apparently I can't do a layout without a tag right now. And then I'm going to add some puffy stars from Bella Boulevard. These are, as indicated, puffy, and the green is like a perfect match for the green that I've got going on at this point. So this layout ended up being Paige Evans, Bella Boulevard, Jelly Bean Soup, and every other company in the history of scrapbooking for enamel dots. So very scattered, as I said, stash busting layout, but lots of fun to do. So at the end of this, I'm going to show you the sketch again. I will also post the sketch on Instagram. If you want to join in and play with the sketch, I'd love to see what you do with it. Tag me either on Facebook or Instagram at Scrapping with Christine. And that is it for today. So thank you so much for joining me. Be on the lookout for the rest of the month for more layouts of me playing with this sketch, and we will see you again next time.